Yo, what's up, guys? I know it's been a long ass time since I've done a Joe Rogan review, and it's still going to be a little bit longer because I'm actually not reviewing a Rogan thing in this episode. I just wanted to talk about Ari Shaffir's tweet. Are you guys watching this? Have you guys seen? So Kobe Bryant died, and in the plane crash or whatever. And so Ari Shaffir, being, the comedian he is, he made a tweet that said, the day that he died, it was at 3:03 p.m. I don't remember what time Kobe died at, but he said on Twitter, Kobe Bryant died 23 years too late today. He got away with rape because all the Hollywood liberals who attack comedy enjoy rooting for the Lakers more than they dislike rape. Big ups to the hero who forgot to gas up his chopper. I hate the Lakers. What a great day. Hashtag fuck the Lakers. Holy shit, man. Holy crap. So I heard about this actually secondhand from someone that I work with, and which I didn't even know that they, were a fan of Deathsquad or anything. But so I had to see what it was, and I looked at it, and he is getting some flack for that. And he's actually already did something that I've never seen him do before, and that is apologize for a statement. Ari Shaffir is notoriously savage and funny as shit, and will go to far lengths, for a joke, which kind of brings me to my other thing that I wanted to talk about in this really brief Death Squad episode. So I wouldn't really call it a Rogan review. I'll be trying to get back to those, but in order to review a 3-hour podcast, it takes longer than 3 hours, and that's his job. He makes multiple weeks, so I gotta find a new way to do this to review them. It probably will be just less in depth with some of the Rogan reviews. I guess I don't need to analyze every single thing that's said. I might just analyze it and then just pick and choose certain things that I like that I want to share about. But yeah, man. So Ari did that, and I guess people were going ape shit because, like I said, for the first time ever, I actually saw Ari do something I've never seen him do, which was apologize. So on complex.com, I don't know where he actually apologized at, but on this website complex.com, they have what he was, his apology. Basically, it just says, every time a beloved celebrity dies, I post some horrible shit about them. He wrote, I've been doing it for years now. I like destroying gods, and right when a famous person dies, they're at their most worshipped. So as a response to all the outpouring of sympathy on social media, I post something vile. It's just a joke. I don't really hate any of the people, Shaffir said. The routine is dark comedy and moronic, inappropriate posts. I make for the fans. He said it's moronic, inappropriate posts he makes for the fans who signed up to get to see them. Wow. He said that he didn't know that kids had died, that I guess Kobe's kids were on the helicopter with him at the time. Or he said that he apologizes. Or actually no, he said kids dying like that is horrible. All the other people dying is horrible too. It's horrible he died. Really, really sad. What a terrible thing that was that happened. So my feelings is that really he does, which I mean, he shouldn't necessarily have to feel bad, because I mean, I wasn't one of the people calling for him to do an apology, so I'm not really looking for an apology, but I don't think he feels bad, guys. I think that this is all a publicity thing. I mean, think about it. He just made made the people that knew about him go up, and so anyone that looks at his stuff now, they're going to watch his comedy and they'll be able to make up their own mind. I mean, if they still dislike him after seeing his comedy, then they're dumb, or they probably are dumb, and he's not for them anyways. But oh my god, dude, that shit was epic. So I got distracted. I didn't even bring up the second thing I want to talk about. I get distracted a lot, if you haven't noticed. The second thing was actually about Ari. If you within the past couple weeks, dosed Bert with MDMA, with methylene dioxymethamphetamine, which is Molly, a street name, basically ecstasy, pure ecstasy. And That's hilarious. I think mine even should do an episode on the sober October 3 recap, where they talk about it and, just talk about, because I've been listening to some of Bert's podcast too and talking about the way it's affected him. And he is like, I mean, I'm sorry, but he's acting like a big baby about it, or he was, which once again could be all publicity, because not only did Ari's, publicity go up from that stunt, but so did Bert's. Bert, ever since Ari dosed him with Molly, he was selling more tickets because of it. So that's what makes me think this is all kind of that too. He knew Ari knew what he was signing up for when he made that tweet. I think he did it knowing what was going to come. And the apology, as they say in Hollywood, no publicity is bad publicity. So I think it's just giving him more attention. But that shit was hilarious that he actually dosed Bert with Molly, because the thing is, yeah, you shouldn't dose anyone. They're basically calling him Ari Cosby, or you know what I mean? He's basically but the thing is he's not putting roofies in someone's drink and then raping them. It's his friend that he was dosing with ecstasy from, the research I've done online and through books and stuff like that. It's supposed to be, from what I've read, one of the more or the most enjoyable feelings one could have. I guess just an overall feeling of just being content and overall appreciative of what they have and ecstatic to see their friends and family. And it just really, from what I've read, makes you really happy with what you have, and it makes you really think about all your little insecurities that you have going on in your head, and it lets you love yourself. So they were doing a podcast, from what I've read, and so they were doing a podcast, and it's oh man, they were doing a podcast when this happened, and Bert is saying he's not going to release it, but oh man, I really wish that he would, because I would love to just hear about, I would love to hear that experience, because he didn't even know that he was on it. So as you're listening to the podcast, I would imagine it goes from him just being normal, and then all of a sudden talking more, and maybe sweating, and being like, oh man, I feel amazing. and then that's when probably Ari tells him, oh, I put Molly in your drink. Actually, I think Ari said, he was like, he's like, oh, what's wrong? Are you on Molly? And then Bert was like, no. But then he thought about it. So I guess the reason Bert was freaking out, or at least what he said, was that, one, his kids were in the house. And so I guess when you're a father, you have fatherly responsibilities. So it's if you're not planning on being on Molly, then, I think he actually had to do something with his daughter. I think he had to go to his daughter's school event or something like that for before he went away for a while to go touring. So I think that was one thing that affected him, but really it was at least what they were making it sound like, because they're like, oh, you could have killed him, which, I mean, in all honesty, if the chemical that he gave him would have been pure, in the sense of if it would have been pure MDMA with no impurities, like Santa said on the South Park episode, Tegrity Snow, where he's like, oh, this cocaine's really clean, you can tell it has no impurities. Yeah, I mean, if it had no impurities, then really Bert wouldn't have died, I don't think, at all. It's relatively a safe thing from the research I've done online through books. But see, the thing is about his heart medication, his blood pressure medication. That's where it really, I guess, crossed the line into, he might have actually accidentally killed his friend because of complications with his medication and a stimulant. Something that would raise his heart rate could have affected him. But yeah, man, I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. I'd like to get into a Rogan review at some point. Like I said, it takes a lot of time, which nowadays time is something I don't have. But I'm going to find a way to do it, man. I'm not going to give up. If it boils down to just watching these Rogan episodes when they come out, and then just, not bookmarking every single thing that's, that I hear that's interesting, but the most interesting things, is trying to, collect maybe, 10 or 20 things that I thought was interesting. I'm going to try to do it, guys. I'm going to try to do it. I'll tell you one thing, though, that I don't want to go back to, is I don't want to go back to listening to the podcast on 2 times speed, because that shit was driving me nuts. If you have an iPhone, you can, when you're listening to the podcast app, you can change it from 1 times speed to 1.5 times speed to 2 times speed. And that 2 times speed shit, man, it was killing me. But alright, guys, yeah. So, it's my little Deathsquad / Ari Shaffir episode. Over and out, partner. Bubba. Over and out, Bubba. Over and out.